live from the Facebook page, with TikTok account, and also with YouTube account. With a stream from all the three platforms there. And you self can take part by the program by sending your comments, your suggestion, and also make a brief and no attack personality or stick to the issues they already discussed now. Yeah. Because everybody get right to your opinion, and all my opinion need for be respected. So now so we go welcome you to another edition of Tea Time. Today is Wednesday, the 26th of August, 2026. We just come up from a short holiday break, and also we all get a nice rest. We all able for meet and do some things that we been planned for do. So the topic that we're going to look today, we get with we Esther. We come out from the AHF Sierra Leone. It's the African tell you about the when are the prevention and advocacy manager. The African tell we a lot of things about AHF, what AHF they do, and some of the things that we they don't recently do. We also get Brahma Sherry from Disability Commission. We go join with shortly online. We will link them up for like and tell we the persons with disability in politics turning recommendation 50 into action. Now the topic that we Brahma Sheriff we can look at we now in the chairman and commissioner for the National Commission for Persons with Disability, and also Esther will look at freedom from debt. We all know say we only talk about debt, salon for pay debt. We don't really know what in this mean. So for sake of this topic, Esther will can tell we as Sierra Leoneans there we able to build a financial secure future. Esther, good morning, tell family and do.
Good morning from me and good morning from Boo. I'm happy for dear and Mina Esther. I work with AHF as the prevention and advocacy manager.
So firstly, Esther, family go let you tell them what AHF really mean, because I know say that acronym, right?
Oh yeah. So AHF means AIDS Healthcare Foundation. Now an international NGO. Okay. We know they make profit out of what we do. The NGO they provide treatment and other support services to people who live with HIV in the country. And because the international not only salon, that they happen across 48 countries. And currently we serve more than 3 million people in care around the world. And all the services we AHF they offer has to do with HIV prevention in terms of the testing, we are free, counseling, and ensuring that we able to link people into care. Everything comprehensive, because at the end of the day, when somebody don't test positive, the next step is what next to link them to care. So the treatment and support services form the bulk of what we do, and that now we major strength in the program.
Okay, so for how long una don dey na salon? When I don't start for pay?
Okay, so inside salon we start 2012.
Okay.
So we go 14 years now in the country, and all we don't do now for ensure say we complement the efforts of government. So we don't work with the National AIDS Secretariat and as well as the National AIDS Control Program and other partners where they into well body business and specifically HIV care. So we major efforts now for ensure say we able for stop new infections. We don't want somebody where you don't test today you negative, you come back tomorrow you positive. No, if you're negative you have to stay negative, and then if you're positive we will put you into treatment. We give the medicine and monitor you in terms of your the tumbuden
Yeah,
your
for
body.
sure say they take your medication.
Exactly.
Yeah, because until then day again, the issue about denial, how I can really handle that, because a lot of people and they even when you don't go test positive, they can intend for denying. They don't want to take the drugs, they believe. Like when you talk about the religious aspect, you say no, I reject them. So how I can handle the institution?
True. So that's a common thing the way we don't the face, and I must say a lot of improvement we don't they realize over time. because of the environment we find ourselves, a lot of people no get the awareness around HIV, so they tend for create fear within themselves, and when they get the fearness within themselves, then they extend that fear to other people. And a lot of ways the way they can extend them. Now, by one, if you know say this person gets HIV, you move away from you try for distance yourself from that person. So with that kind of environment, the Bokuman where they test positive, it go deny because they afraid the reaction of the community.
Yeah.
Your heart not ready for accept the point finger, for accept the level of support. They're not even sure of the level of support.
Exactly.
Because as a country, if we reach to a situation where people will able for get confidence, for say even if I test positive safe, I get this kind of support from my community, from my family, my loved ones there, then there is no need for denial. But with the face them situations and they, because me and you as salon man, we don't reach it to that level where we go put ourselves down for understand what it mean for get HIV and waiting that the supports the way people with HIV actually need na the environment. So now some of the reasons and then why people in the fear. But yeah, as counselors, we don't record a lot of progress because one of the things they will look at self now for improve on counseling and sure say we give the right information. So somebody go able for no say where you don't get HIV no mean say everything but you don't know. Now sick you go for they take medicine and as you take medicine improvements the day, in fact now with the effective medications every day, you dey reach to a stage where for transfer yourself to another person it's almost impossible. Good and effective medications in day, so we're trying as much as possible for bring the message out there, let people understand what it means and the type of support them for give and the confidence where them for build in and the services we available at the moment.
Yeah, especially where it comes to the denial aspect. Because a lot of time, don't for let somebody volunteer. I don't see in a country where people now they go do medical checks at all. I don't know if now where we don't travel, we don't get exposed. But for let you see salon person just there. I remember the last time in June because I can test twice a year. In June I walk out to one hospital. I say I can do my blood work. It was so interesting. The lady said, really? You don't even know for sweating and blood work. That's where I get for big explain to him. I said I can do my test and with me physical, everything. Some of them nurses they don't even know. I said physical. You need for test me when if I able to touch my knee before you can do me blood work. He say, whose kind of blood work we want do? Whose kind of test you want do? Now I say I want to do HIV, I want to do hepatitis. Now I say what happened to you? Okay. I say quite okay. He say no they happen so. For like you see somebody just kind of hospital you can't check. Now so me I dey check to 10 inside the year. So that education it look lack. Because sometimes and like how you say you treatment can able for make you defeat the virus. You not transmit it to another person. But depending if you able to detect and quick.
True.
So over your experience, it's one big challenge.
I definitely agree with you, Femi. And the reaction of the health worker are quite unfortunate. And as much as I agree with and say, not quite often for the people just can't almost say, one can do HIV test, one can do HIV test, because if you even take the number of people that we go do that, they're not boko. But the fact that this person don't come say, I want for test, it means a bit of efforts and awareness has been created somewhere where don't feed into this person. So I believe saying one of the things then the way even from the world body sector we need for take into. I think the best you can do is just screen this person if they are eligible for testing, and then you offer the testing where it deserves at that point. But yes, the health seeking behavior now one of the key challenges. A lot of people get a very poor health seeking behavior in the sense they not even trust for going to hospital. Most people just believe for buying medicine that area.
Exactly.
And they use one medicine for treat 10 sickness them. And now they work that way. Because if not tomorrow they make it sick, then if for detect them, and give you the right medicine we will address that condition day. So we need for educate more. We need for let people know say now the services are there, they are free, and a bit of quality don't add, because that was also another challenge. People not trust say them go na hospital and get quality care because they not even know the level of service where they in the hospitals and the health service centers. But a lot of improvement have been there. Go na any of the hospitals, especially government hospitals, you will able to get quality and confidential HIV testing. And I emphasize on the confidential HIV testing because when we work with the hospitals, then we ensure say we have trained counselors. And with the trained counselors, they know the principles when they observe for HIV testing. So if you are being tested by a trained counselor, then go follow every standard procedure, including keeping your medical records safe. Then they give you the right privacy where you need. So there's no need for you for fear. There is no need for you for deny going to the hospitals for testing for HIV. Because if we continue for deny, we continue for Pepe doctor na us, then it become a challenge. And what's important is that we need for detect them early. Because if you don't get the tumbo don't enter inside you now when the virus, and then you take time, you're not going to hospital, you not test, you don't know, waiting they happen, it continue or replicate. They like it born more it multiply in the system, and the more they produce themselves, then the more then they attack the body in soldier man. And eventually along the line, waiting they happen the body in system where body people and call immune system, and they become compromised. The soldier man they wait for a fat sickness then at the body, then they weak. And when that happens, the body they lack the ability for fight other infections. So you go find yourself they sick, other complications then go come inside, and at the end of the day, a lot of people can end up for go now into the disease stage when at the AIDS stage, and that is what we don't want. You can get HIV, but you know me say you sick. Now that's the tumbo you get in your body, but you know me say you are sick, and that is where we want you for there in case you are positive. Because at that stage there, with good adherence to your medication, we can be assured say, okay, the risk of transmission don't reduce. Even mama can able born now picking, they pass the sick to in picking. But if we not go to hospital early, they not detect the virus early, especially pregnant women, it becomes challenging at the end of the day for bringing all the other interventions in there for reduce HIV transmission at the country.
So the other thoughts again, somebody, according to statistics, and also we get people from different countries, they will have medical doctors, then we get a prediction, say by 2020 or 2030 we will get medication for cure HIV. Is that true?
So what I would say to that, we get a target by 2030.
Okay.
So by 2030 we want to achieve zero new infections for HIV.
Okay.
By 2030 we want to get zero discrimination and zero AIDS related deaths.
Okay.
So when we say zero new infections, meaning by the time we reach that year day, we don't forget any new case again with HIV positive. You understand?
Yeah.
And one of the ways that we can do that day, we look at it in two different ways. Don't look at the one that way negative and the one that way positive. The one that way negative, now for ensure say get the actual prevention methods where they're supposed for do and supposed for get for stay negative. The one that way positive for the on good adherence, because if you are positive and they take your medicine, now a way of prevention to another person, your sexual partner or you picking when a secondary prevention. You understand? So that we want for achieve by 2030. So now make you say on the prevention bit a lot has happened. So now, for example, we get what we call PrEP, when a pre-exposure prophylaxis, where now currently na tablet you they take them for you wake day with, for example, if you partner positive, you the negative partner can day on PrEP. Okay. Other countries don't adopt the injectables. Sierra Leone self don't accept or use the injectables.
So it really they work, right?
Of course, we na a very good medication
Okay.
where we go really happy the time wey dey reach na salon.
Okay, we go
Because
ahead.
as close as Nigeria already don already start, so we believe say very soon salon self go begin
It go
that
be free,
injectables.
right?
But for now na just the tablets dey, and of course it's free. But you know say because of the quantities where we can get, we can normally prioritize. We look at population where them activities they put them at a higher risk of acquiring HIV.
Okay.
Where we can look at them population and day and try for prioritize who side we will start to who side everybody will get, but now free of the services they need.
Okay, so
But
go ahead.
aside the prep, whether in a pre-exposure, there is post-exposure. That means
Okay.
somebody will already don't become exposed to HIV. Let's take for example, you don't get unprotected sexual intercourse with somebody who infected with HIV.
Yeah.
You get access to take the post-exposure prophylaxis. Where instead na a daily pill where you dey take, and of course the body people will tell you the durations and whatever for doing.
Yeah, okay.
Then later they will test you. We believe say, and research of course don't show say it will reduce the chance of getting HIV.
Okay. So,
But other than that, we get condoms.
yeah.
Where so far now the best and the most cost-effective prevention method way available, because that one they not only do now look at HIV, but they look at other STIs. You get gonorrhea, you get hepatitis, you get syphilis. There are so many other STIs. Then you get unwanted pregnancy. So for now the best way available for prevent HIV.
Yeah, so away, because don't move away from that topic, because we get a lot of for talk about. Some other time again you can come up with really, because these are issues where people need for know.
Yeah.
A lot of people get confused about the whole concept of being positive. And they look at as a death sentence, but it gets in your good impact again. Now, it will make you stay longer and live a healthy life. But I concerned, because this is not a woman's platform. We are not go, you know, go carry and ask you the prevalent rate within women them and then picking them.
Okay.
Especially girl picking them. I'm curious for now.
All right. So when you look at the numbers at a national level right now, we're there around 1.7%. But what's interesting is that if you break and down now woman to man, the numbers they tell we say we the woman the number double the man them.
Okay.
You understand? So if you get one man we get HIV, now two women already we get HIV. That no, well, what we they see at the hospitals now that we they see more women there, the kind of hospital
For contest.
for contest. Well, right now we even look at how do we target the men, how do we engage the men so that they say go contest. Because even with the small number of men that we they contest, we still get positive cases there amongst them.
Okay, so now because of the small man the way they contest make the prevalent rate high between women and picking.
Well, I won't. I not go put on that way there, because way they do the calculation in they always take the number. You understand? So for example, if you check for the man there, you go check the total man that we don't positive. You look at how many of them we actually test. Yeah, so we still they try for look at how best we engage man then and see maybe there will be an opportunity for get the actual numbers if more men are to test. Because now, for example, woman, if you go now for join clinic, you not go there for HIV testing, but already there are structures for ensure say you are tested for HIV.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Whether then like a specialized a targeted care where woman they already get access to for testing,
Yeah.
where we not get that kind of specific intervention day for man then. And if you check how many belly woman they go, then boku, so that they
Yeah.
don't add
Yes,
to
exactly.
the number. But
Yeah.
of course, right now it gets a feminine face. We get more women in terms of the data as compared to men.
Men.
Even
Okay.
with adolescents and young people.
Okay,
you know.
so shortly before we go for a short break, commercial break, I just want to let you take me through why the Freedom from Death campaign.
Thank you very much. And this is quite important. So as an organization where they into free and comprehensive HIV care, we don't do that for a very long time. We did now in the period of looking at sustainability. So recently we all know the change in the entire global financial landscape. A lot of funders, some put a stop work order, some a lot of delays, even some partners where they support, been get some delays, in service provision based on the changes where they happen at the global level. We not need for sit down salute until thing hit we not able for grab. So the Freedom from Debt campaign na a campaign where AHF at a global level they coordinate, they lead, in a sense to we want for ensure so we end the injustice where they come with debt issues. So at a global level, more than almost half of the world's population, around 3.4 billion people, then are countries where they live in areas where they spend more for payback trust as compared to the improvement of the countries. And Salone no to exception to that. We they take trust, at the end of the day, the trust and get high interest rates. The way it can now for pay, you notice it would take longer years for pay than that same day. Exactly. And the money they would use for pay could have been used, especially the high interest then they. For we don't use them for other development things then. So it's concerning. And if we level that down to the HIV program, we want to ensure say the well-body sector get the resource we need, because if health get the resource we need, obviously it will feed down to programs then like HIV, and people who get HIV will able forget the quality care where we need for give them in the country. So the Freedom from Debt campaign, they look at that level of advocacy, both at global level and even at national level. The country need for the look at sustainable ways of financing itself. And we know they say government not for trust again, for borrow. No, that's not what the campaign is looking at. What they say is the borrowing has to be responsible, in a sense. It will be based on the national priorities. Then it will be structured in a way where for payback no go strangulate we.
No go make we just
exactly. So that's what we are saying. And we also want accountability. That's what we're demanding for. How much has been borrowed? On what terms were these funds borrowed? Where is this money going? How are we going to pay back? And which impacts the money then they will trust as a country, which impact it gets on the people, on women, on people living with HIV, on children, on youth. Now then questions then we want answers. We want answers, and we need that to be open, because the people need for be involved. So now some of the things and then we will look at. We are also looking at the involvement of the community, the involvement of citizens. The discussion around debt, around borrowing should not be limited to only economics or maybe the Ministry of Finance people. And no, every citizen should be included. Because if you're not even aware in the first place, there's no way you will start asking how much has been borrowed, on what terms were this borrowing done. You not go be aware. But we need every citizen for there in the picture. So now we need more of awareness. We need the information for be out there. You understand? And at a global level, we are currently now looking at the establishment of the Borrowers Forum. So the Borrowers Forum now a platform. So every of them country are with the tour stores, including with country Salone, for the part of that forum. And in that forum, opportunities for discussion and like comparing what is happening, negotiation powers go daily. So at least we know now say we not go pay 10 times interest rate go be country go to us. While countries that we already developed, we rich, they not even pay the interest rates where developing countries and they pay. When are the irony than they? Why then we get money and they pay better interest as we not get, we are struggling, we they pay high interest rates, more than 2 to 4 times higher than waiting the other developing countries. And globally, you look at the way the situation they happen. You just get few powerful people where they take over the more than 90% of the world, and that should not be the case. So under the Freedom from Debt campaign, we want for ensure say we wipe away all the unfair conditions, then unfair terms there, where they make countries they suffer, where they make countries like Salone they struggle. Kotia put here for let we able for pay them debts then they. We need a lot for improve. A lot of challenges are there. We need in development of the country. We need for improve education better. Health systems needs to be improved. So those resources can be used otherwise. But if we get for service then debts and we struggle for service the debt then, it cut down on the budgeting.
Okay.
For example, we the 15% where government for commit to health up till now that has not been done. Why? Not to say because they no want for do them, but because the resources where we get not even available for do them thing in there. So now we need for reprioritize. That's what we're saying. We need for reprioritize so that things that were necessary, we will forget the funding we then deserve. And that's the essence of the Freedom from Debt campaign.
Okay, so recently una do some engagement with stakeholders. Wherein we see representative from the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Health, they all be assembling a family kingdom. What's in the engagement been there after?
Yeah, so the Freedom from Debt campaign are a long conversation because we believe say not a one way for go. So recently there was an engagement with the Ministry of Finance, Parliament representatives, the Ministry of Health, other stakeholders including youths, including Children's Commission, including the UNAIDS, of course, National Aid Secretariat, and the media. And other CSOs were also part of that conversation. And it was about one understanding the country's overview, like forget within the current status of we debt situation, where the Minister of Finance been do justice to that. And one key thing we have been picked where is say as at the end of 2025, a note say we debt situation be there around 74.40 billion, where approximately 3.28 billion at the end of that 2025 day. And it also states say in terms of the interest, of course, in high, and some of the conversations and then the way we be on the look at in terms of high debt. Sierra Leone's debt, it talks a day at high risk of debt distress, but of course sustainable in the medium long term development, of course. So if we of course will not day it in that distress, but if we continue on this trend, we will definitely go in a situation where it will be very difficult for we able for service then debts in the. So the conversation was centered around who approves, what are the processes done, what's the involvement of Parliament since that they review all of those budgets, and then other entities them way as well government they take loan on them behalf, because discussions around the NACIT, around the EDSA came up. What are the processes if they take any loan? We say, for example, if not for electricity, or they take loan for development, the processes are not clear. So the conversation was centered around how people will better understand what is happening. What's the role of the Parliament? How can civil societies be involved? Like now, if you take a loan,
if governments want to go take a loan, they need to engage the people.
Exactly. What are the process?
Why
they loan them day? Because there has to be representation. Now, if you take a loan and the servicing, like for pay the loan, has been prorated for over years, obviously the small picking them where they now will take the loan. Now then go for big tomorrow for pay them loan day. So even with that phase, most of the time they can talk say, we follow policies, we follow procedures. Policy wise it can work, but the moral side, is it also okay? We need more representation from the citizens, from civil society, from the youth. we go for later come and take over their offices then they and pay them debts and year in year out you go here say, oh, we meet this debt here, oh, this debt here there, this debt here there. That has just been the information. People don't even understand.
Especially where we dey right now in a situation where they at a very high risk, where if we come out from that stage, then we getting worse.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
if we continue this trend, we will definitely go in a situation where for service is dead and difficult. So we are demanding for all of those conversations to be made known, where now we don't start. So after that engagement with the stakeholders, a lot of things came up in terms of the involvement of their respective people in there. It was noted that the engagement or even the youth are not even aware
of the
loans the way they are happening. Young people not they actively even engage in some of them discussions then they. So now we need forget we parliament them. We need forget to parliament them for look at the procedures for scrutiny then loans then they. They need for look at the numbers. What is 74 billion mean? Whose impact whether they get on the people? Waiting at the plants then for service the loan where the country will suffer, because there's so many things we can do as a country for improving that. So there are so much plans for the sensitization and as well as engaging, because we believe say continuous engagement go give we head, like put we in a position for get way forward. At the end of the day, we get for look at the domestic resource mobilization. We get to look at sustaining finances in the country.
Well, firstly, let's look at the outcomes in that particular engagement. Getting the stakeholders the way you really need for be connected, you really need for be know about government, the procedure that they use for go take loan or take debt. So what will be the possible outcomes and how we intend to address them issues in there? Is it how they plan a meeting with government for ensure say waiting them they do before they want to go take loan? We not tell the people and don't tell the youth man them. And parliament needs self for make the people know, because then they represent the people in parliament. So at the end of this engagement, we really get for engage governments.
Oh yeah, there are so much on the pipeline, but now with the engagement, some of the things that we note right through is that it was very strategic for get all of them bodies in one room. When are some of the platforms and that we know readily available?
Okay.
Because now if you listen to the parliamentarian, we go discuss on the debt situation. It be clear say they need to do more when they review them budgets than they need to ask more questions.
Okay. Parliamentarian.
Exactly. They need to ask, because now then they made a load and they now then in fact they go for sign off. Now them the Ministry of Finance they work with. So we need them for be strong. For even ask if we don't go take loan, the benefits that loan they get for come with, then you compare the interest rates and how we get for payback. It becomes crucial, where we get for look at. So parliaments come up strong, and we believe say we will need for engage them further in conversations like this. The Ministry of Finance also be making clear that they are not working alone. Because most of the times, of course, then they take loan if you not pass through them. That is clear. So we believe say the bulk of responsibility also lies with them. Then get the expertise for do all of those checks and balances for tell we if this get for better the country or not. But the missing gap is the views of the people who get for can pay them debt. We just the kind of more we can pay debt. We pay tax. Now, if you are not aware, if you are not engaged in the conversation in day, now just blindly as we don't continue, now so we will go. But we want that for change. We want the conversation to be more open now.
Okay.
Yeah, people should be aware of the loans we are taking, when we are taking them, which interest rates, what are the conditions
and
of their loan.
How much the country need for payback?
Payback, exactly. payback, because we know, in fact, we know that we if you look at the percentage from the wealthy nations and the underdeveloped nations, the wealthy nations get more loan, but we on interest rates 2 or 4 times higher self than they own. So the one way they go take the loan, what's their negotiating power? How then they bargain the interest where they come up to them money?
So before they go on with this campaign, before ever get the idea of doing a campaign for freedom from debt, I believe so una must don't do research. Like you rightly say, their interest rate is high for Africa. Sierra Leone, to be specific. So waiting are some of the issues that will come out before everyone think about this campaign.
Yeah, so like I mean, they say in recent times there have been a change in the financing landscape. So for example, of course, we are into HIV program and the sustainability of the program no get guarantee, in the sense that most of the money what would they use for take care of the program, like for run HIV program at the country, is based largely on donor support. So now if at global level donors don't begin pull out, pauses are beginning to be made, it sends a signal that the country need for begin think about how do we sustain the response, how do we sustain programs. And that's where the campaign was back. So if you look at the UN trade reports, where give we the numbers, then they now April follow we realize that the interest rates are high, developing countries are struggling, and even in reality, we are struggling to pay those loans. So our interest is to ensure that the country able for come up with clear ways on how we will able for sustain with finances, and equally able for distribute the right number of resources where programs need for let people able for get the support in the country. So that's what we are pushing for. We need for get sustainable financing. We need for get the right budget allocations so that vulnerable populations, areas that needs development will be developed. So that is why we are pushing this campaign. We are not telling government, no, don't go and borrow, or government, this is how you are going to move with the money. No, that is not what we are doing. What we are doing is to demand accountability.
Yeah, I might just read this comment from a Facebook page. We come out from Sky Richie. He said, why the freedom from debt campaign, Madam Esther? He says Samuel from Bo.
Oh, okay. So the person just they ask waiting, I don't they try for explain. When will they take loan? Enough for be a tool of destruction or a tool of stress. Debt for be something where we they use for develop the country. The trust, where would they go trust? Enough account with stress per week. Make we not use that formula where someone they go trust. Then at the end of the day for pay now, it can't turn problem. As a country, we know for paying we safe na that kind of situation. And if you na papa na us, you dey spend more past the money where you dey get. Now inside trust you go end. When our situations in Ando they fend we safe, the money where we need currently for let we develop a country, we not get them. It not even reach waiting we they develop as a country. And indirectly, that they affect vulnerable population, we include HIV clients there. So we are saying for us to achieve that level of, quality service, that is why we are pushing the campaign. And one other thing again where the campaign they look at, even from a global side, now areas for source money. Now the AI world don't they improve? So we are saying even if it is 1% of waiting in the generate from AI, they're able for dedicate them to debt servicing for support countries, we country then go better. So it's part of the ask of the campaign. One, the borrowers forum is part of it. The 1% of the AI funding is also part of what we are currently asking for, say, we need to look into that so that the creditors, where they credit people, the way they credit them developing countries, including Salon, go able for listen, then call them day and review how they give to us the condition, the way they attach to the loan, the way they give the countries then.
Yeah, another question again from Zainab from our Facebook page. She say, press on prevention, 01 camera. I don't know what you mean by now. You know the 01.
Or maybe something I just comment the person to make. Oh my god.
It's really press on. I think this HIV discussion, I see a lot of people, a lot of comment they pop in. So they say make you Zainab, they say make you throw light more, you press on the prevention aspect.
Oh, that's
so let's move away from the death a little bit and can talk about the HIV prevention.
Oh, no problem. We obviously, because like some of the things in that way we they try for push now, we not able to sustain all of this if the right resources are not available. Exactly. Unfortunately. So now we need everybody, including Zainab, for also join the conversation for ensure say we are in the rooms. It's just one thing for be an advocate, but another thing for also be inside the rooms where the conversations are being taken is very, very important. Yeah, and as we say, HIV prevention quite important as one of the ways and the way we can able for end HIV in the country, and we want to ensure say every young person or every sexually active person gets the right communication, because now when we talk about HIV, we are not only limiting to HIV, there are other things again, because recently as AHF we don't add the STI program as part of what we do. So now in one of the clinics then at McKinney, we offer HIV, both HIV and free STI services to the general population. And what we don't see now that aside even HIV, things like syphilis also don't increase.
Okay.
So when we are talking about disease prevention, we know they look at just one. So I mean we need everybody for be responsible in making the right choices about their health, and just say you use the prevention methods the way available. And like I don't say, so you're not over paper doctor, go now hospital, talk to well body person, and then we're able for offer you. Of course, condoms are free. Others then they sell, but at a very low cost. But then are one of the best services then right now where we get in the country. And we also do look at, of course, positive living. We have talked about that before, in a way that people go able for seek health care at a earlier stage. We're very, very important.
So in other words, if somebody tests positive, you walk through in any government hospital across Sierra Leone, the treatment is free, right?
So HIV treatment, all the side everything they offer them are free.
Not free.
You don't have to pay for the HIV medication. Any side where they offer HIV treatment, not free. And of course, government will make sure of that.
And it always available. When I'm not can get a complaint about I walk through a government hospital, forget me medication is short, because I remember at one point where Shepherd Hospice been there, you see a lot of demonstration. People are not getting medication.
Yeah, no, there's been some issues, and most of them issues and they can just be superficial. Maybe not just one or two. Somebody not doing work we're supposed to do. Yeah, but of course the medications are available in country. We don't get shortage at the moment, but medications are available. Okay,
well, Fambul and the program at Tea Time, live from Women's Voice Online TV. As I tell you now earlier on, say I get another guest, be go join me online. In name Nabrahma Sheriff, when are the chairman and also the chief commissioner from the Commission of Person Living with Disability. So I can get them on the line now for make you take way through, waiting on some of the developments that will don't take place. Now the commission. Hello. Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Welcome to Tea Time, live from Women's Voice Online TV. Just tell family your name and your position.
Thank you very much for getting me on this Women's TV. Me na Brahima Abdullah Sharif. Me na the chairman and chief commissioner for the National Commission for Persons with Disability.
Okay, sir. So take me through wetin this really mean turning recommendation 50 into action?
So if we go back for look at the TRC recommendations, some of the things will come out very clearly before the war on exclusion. They take out some people in governance.
Okay.
So if we look at some of the recommendations, for example, on one women and amputees, they make them very clear, say, therefore allow every category, including vulnerable category, people with disability, they in that category, for take part in governance. If we also follow up through looking at the governance architecture over the years, we don't see very limited participation of people with disability. I think, say, for the past 2 parliaments, we not get nobody when a parliamentarian on a person with disability. In fact, when they gathered data recently, we found out that only somebody where they in a bowl, they as a councillor when somebody with a disability.
Okay.
So as a result, we find out that this is not a problem. So for we recommendation 50, we very, very clear. In fact, the recommendations say that people, the Person with Disability Act, therefore amend and for make sure say it progressively implements the principle we go bring up to 5% members in public elective and appointed position for people with disability, but for start with 2%. That recommendation B part say, therefore amend section 58 of the Persons of the Public Election Act for make sure say power political party the way they nominate people for elective position for include 2%.
Okay.
This means say for include 2%, no means say na proposal, it's law, it's mandates, and for example, that means say if any political party nominates people there and not put 2% there, that means you not qualify. And we at the National Commission for Persons with Disability get the responsibility to make sure say we follow through, because pick for let people then impersonate disability where benefits there. So they follow up. So how for we that need to turn to action? We don't start engagement. We don't hold meeting with the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. We don't present opposition paper. And this now one of the two we present to them say, as a commission and with organizations of people with disability, including the Sierra Leone Union on Disability Issues and other advocates who are interested in disability issues, they take a no for an answer for any political party nominates a membership without 2% of people with disability. And we're also very clear about that. Nomination no means say, for example, you go nominate somebody not to your political stronghold. Take for example the SLPP go nominate people with disability in Nabombali, or the APC go nominate people with disability in the south, in the east. Who not say not to their own political stronghold. We know they fall for that. We want for ensure say you nominate people now what you call winnable positions.
Yeah,
and
safe seats, safe
so
seats.
those are the key things we push.
Okay.
Secondly, we also engage with the PPRC. We also submit a position paper to them with regards to how now they regulate political parties, how for ensure say then do everything possible to make sure say political parties nominate people that are winnable seats. And fortunately, the PPRC creates space for me late last week. We actually attend the inter-party dialogue committee meeting. We said all the political parties and and the commission make the position very clear, remind them about the condition 50, tell them the obligations, make people understand, say this is not a charity, this is a rights issue, and that people with disability get right for take part in governance issue. And we got a whole lot of commitment for that meeting. In fact, some of the political parties who have been there, they already declare, say, they will make registration and party fees free for people with disability. But we also get a responsibility as a commission, because for they also be elected or nominated for a political party, you also need to be a member of that political party. So we say don't begin to encourage with membership. In fact, we don't meet with a meeting called the All Political Parties Disability Association, APLA. When a group of of persons with disability from all the political parties and we're interested in going into politics, we now work with them for support and advocacy and for encourage the membership.
Okay.
Yes, they will be there. Yesterday, we'll be in the corner with the popularized what we call the community-based rehabilitation. We'll begin the PPRC man also join with it. And the PPRC representative actually also push and say, they don't work with persons with disability in that corner, but they know they show interest. But later will come by the composition, now the issue of discrimination, stigma, lack of resources, and this of charity, thinking say people with disability not able to make a lot of persons with disability not they go on politics. Then talk about time where violence they did, then they tell them what them way they actually destroy their moral. So for we We believe that is what we for do, and as a commission, with a push, we are taking a no for an answer for this particular recommendation.
Okay, so you feel saying all of this engagement and the recommendation and so far, you feel say the rate at which these people with disability then they're underrepresented, it will be addressed fully come 2028 elections?
So it's a two-way system. First, it's a recommendation, and the recommendation that asks the political party, the ECSL for amend the Electoral Act for capture that inside the Section 58. When once they capture, it becomes law, and then the review. But we also know say this 13 way political the APC and the SAPP agree. We, the National Commission for Persons with Disability, we're a government agency. And governments that they agree on that recommendation. Where governments agree on recommendation, the agencies, the ministries, departments, and agencies there, now they're responsible for run with them particular recommendation. So we did run with that recommendation on behalf of government, but also ensure say anybody in a political party meets that day. Look, we at the commission believe say this is not supposed to be thing way for be plabber. People who understand say we all did a second away from being a person with disability. Then decision how they take for ensure say people with disability take part in governance. Now decisions we not for just people with disability, but now for we future for picking them and any other possible they around we go get disability. So we're not supposed to look at it as if now them versus us. So yes, we believe in that. But we also believe say we for raise a lot of awareness, make persons with disability be interested in politics, and then also encourage political parties for actually shift the conversation and get people with disability within the elective positions.
Okay, the recommendation 50, they propose increasingly representation from 2% to 5%. How realistic if you say this target?
Well, for me, it's very realistic. They don't start 2%. You can imagine they start 2% for a population where about 15 or 16% of the country. We got 30% for women. And I think it worked very well. Although we also really advocate even for the 30% for women. The key question so they ask that how many women with disability go for this instead of 30%. We are also asking all those key questions. Even for the percentage for youth, we also they ask how many youth with disability go also the percentage. And that's make we say from 2 to 5%. We think say it's good. And political parties understand 2% is just a minimal, very small percent. But it will speak a whole lot of inclusion, of respect, and of how we can work together as a country for changing the narrative around people with disabilities.
Okay, so what are some of the biggest barriers the way you feel say they really prevent people with disability for contesting elections?
So stigma. Stigma and discrimination. Stigma and discrimination are one of the biggest. You know, we hearing from some of we persons with disability, we want for contest election. One part of them is say then confront them outside. And opponents at the camp. You know, we get what you call the pulling down syndrome, where people then they do for also make you feel bad. Then come on out and tell us, say, you, where you broke so. What you can do on politics? Would that tell you take politics stuff for somebody who broke? Those discriminatory languages, they make people with disability not agree because for one, we self-esteem, and one thing we know they take play with. And look, people go for understand, see people with disability already traumatized. They're traumatized by the fact that they ask themselves critical questions. Why me get disability and a lot of other people not get disability? Why society they abandon me and the society no they abandon other people? Why me not get opportunities and other people then get opportunities? These key questions, they already make people with disability traumatized. So for they can further traumatize them using discriminatory language, can be some of the things we make them not agree for joint politics. But the other one, now financial sustainability. You know, when you study the history of people with disability from abandonment for families, removal from opportunities, the problem say they don't get capacity, they don't get sustainable income, it always means they don't go get money for take part in governance. And politics get a lot of issue about resources. Now that's make we don't begin lobby to the political parties. We begin look at the opportunities of one, removing registration or party fees for persons with disability. Two, also providing financial support for these people with disability who are interested to run into politics. Because it's not just about figures, not just about ticking the box. It's about getting people with disability for sit down at parliament, debate issues. You see the constitutional review process. Although the commission make a whole lot of appeal and going to the Attorney General, Section 61, where they actually introduced inside the constitutional review, only talk about minority groups. And we not the one that just be minority groups. We want to be persons with disability and minority groups. But because you don't get somebody with disability or sit on a parliament, it's difficult for anybody raise the issue. Same with cabinet. We don't get anybody with disability who they sit on a cabinet, who they push a whole lot of things. For example, the Minister of Social Welfare, they do so much because the review of the persons with disability law, they go on now. And they don't go cabinet about 2 times, they don't send out to subcommittee. Apart from the Minister of Social Welfare, we don't get somebody with disability. So actually, they also see them as a cabinet member where they take realistic and thorough discussions around the issue. So sometimes we think we are left out in a whole lot of conversation. We see commitments from governments, but then the practical aspect of actually getting people with disability in the legislature, or in the executive, actually a major issue. So this 2% will give you the opportunity for get some people in space who will actually lead the process. Remember, we get the slogan, we say nothing for us without us, and we want to change if I let somebody sit at the center of the table for getting conversation. Yeah.
Okay, so what's not the specific action where you expect government and political parties for take ahead of the 2028 elections?
So, for example, we want first the no side people with disability, they support them. They no side and because they're sabi there. You know, some they said the structures already. Because we recognize, say, inside the APC, at least they get 2 of the members where they see them at a high committee level. These are people with disability who are sabi on the city outside. So provide the first action that let them provide support for them, for let them get their regular party membership, so they will be regularized. Secondly, take the correct decision for ensure, say, whether they write the nomination list for elected positions, whether they're councillors, whether they're council chairpersons, whether they're parliamentarians, let the members say 2% of that for people with disability. We also want to encourage the next government to understand, say, it's not about compromise. For the next government, it's very clear because Section 61, they actually propose to the president or the next government, say, whether they do cabinets or appointment with 2% of them for actually be people with disability. So for we also encourage people with disability for building capacities, so you go get the right and requisite capacity for actually for strategically represent people, but also be party structure members, join political parties, be active, show interest for become politics, and we at the commission, they also try to provide capacity on advocacy, increasing your voice, and how you go into active politics.
Okay, so finally, and commission, I'll go and let you take me to, especially with regards to message where they go directly to the persons with disability in terms of the one that we want to enter into politics, but then feel say the system is not accessible for them.
So first, I want for you to understand, we don't grow up in a community society, they don't stigmatize you all this while we not give up. They don't provoke you all this while we not give up. They don't tell you all kind of about them, call you which man they will not give up. Not to now for give up. Let the member say politics get competition. And your opponents go always want to use word who go damage you. So now that means we encourage them. If somebody tells say you disability, no give you authority, tell the person say we all day 1 second away from disability. It will be me today, it will be you tomorrow. Not allow let them discriminate your language, then they stigmatize the language, then they put you down for no other reason. You focus on politics. And why you want to go inside politics? Not to for only benefit you, now for be an extra voice for people with disability. So we all not being anybody who is interested in any of the political parties them or go into politics. Let not allow the stigma or discrimination or the negative language that they for hamburg them. For the political parties, we want to encourage them for no say people with disability get capacity, they can deliver, they're very honest, and they're also able for mobilize people. Remember, we get over 600,000 people with disability in a salon, and over 60% of them they're in voting age. So go for people with disability, and then you are short of a particular percentage already.
Thank you very much. My name is Abdullahi Sherif. We are the chairman and chief commissioner for the National Commission of Persons Living with Disability. You don't take me through a lot of clarification the way you don't make. You also don't talk about the recommendation tally where they talk say disabled people need for take part in politics, and then for ensure say back the nomination fee, then try for pull am for them if they're not able for cut am down, get a special nomination fee for them, but then for pull am for them for make we get more people na elective position. Parliament, for instance, if they wan pass any bill concerning disability, if parliamentarian dey go able for make a fine case for them, wey dem go able for get law for sake of their own rights and responsibility in the country. So we dey go for a short commercial break from we sponsors wey na Rokel Commercial Bank. If tea time dey come to you today, you dey see we live from YouTube and also Facebook and TikTok, courtesy of Rokel Commercial Bank. So listen to the message and try for open an account with them.
With Rokel Commercial Bank SimCopper app, it's fast, safe and reliable.
Tired of standing in the queue? Do all your banking transactions with Rokel SimCopper without leaving your seat. Fast, safe and easy.
You can download the app from App Store or Play Store.
Star 919# with or without internet.
You can send e-copper to any mobile number.
Send and receive money instantly.
QR codes, you can take your business digital.
Across banks and mobile money accounts in Sierra Leone, instant payment across Africa.
So, what are you waiting for? Download the SimCopper app now.
SimCopper, banking on the go.
The world no more digital. Now that's make Rokel Commercial Bank ready for match up with the world. This na the e-banking department. We get products and services them when you use online. Listen to what my colleague they get to say.
The e-banking department responsible for all the electronic products in the bank. One, the ATM machines where you can get cash easily from. The points of sales when are some small terminal where you can do your transaction, where they do online transactions as well, where you can sit on any side now this world and do transactions. Rokel Commercial Bank e-banking now the solution to all digital transactions now the country.
For work out Boku money, not this time. So inside any Rokel Commercial Bank today and get you Copper card, your Visa Classic and proprietary card for making transactions easy. Gonna show you can use the POS and do your transaction easy.
They come to you live from Women's Voice online TV, live from our Facebook page, and also with TikTok and YouTube pages them. We stream from all them platforms there. And today we'll be talk about persons with disability. We will just get the commissioner, the chairman and commissioner for National Commission for Persons with Disability. When I'm Brahma Abdullah Sharif, he don't take me through waiting the person with disability, then participation inside politics, and waiting recommendation 50. They talk about for putting into action. We still get Esther at the studio. We can also take me through the freedom from debt waiting Sierra Leone and the really need for build them financially and get for be financially secure in future. We all know say too much debt we country going to it cause a lot of problem with regards to high interest rates and also and how we go able for payback because you know finally me great grandpicking can pay debts where in my mind self not benefits from them. So you don't tell me why they're going to the campaign, but you don't even tell me how long the campaign will take.
Thank you very much, ma'am. As you read the campaign Freedom from Debt, we will continue to talk about freedom from debt for as far as we are as far as we still dey under this issue of suffering to pay the debt. So now a long-term discussion, but we believe say as a country we can make some progress if we government, we ministries, lawmakers, people where they touch the policies, with parliament look at this discussion critically. I believe say in the shortest possible time we'll come up with a roadmap for say this is what we are going to do and at this way we go end the debt. And until that happens, we will continue to talk about freedom from debt.
Okay, let's look at this where we get for do with women and youth then.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, then they say they get limited access to capital. And some may even say, forget deep on heavy or borrowing or start up business, they not can get the opportunity. So what are some of the alternatives then to save financial opportunities then, where you feel say they were able to explore?
So during the discussion, I think that came out clearly about a young person where we need for clear some goods then, but the tax and all the bureaucracies been kind of difficult for them. So we are not proposing any short-term remedy for say just go and apply for this loan and take this loan and you are done. Whatever we are discussing under this campaign should look at the goal of sustainability. So one of the things then we go get for CAM now a position paper, we will clearly state that these are things that young people are going through. And as much as we are joining the queue to start paying off the debt or servicing the debt, because basically now we get for serving the debt them back. We want consideration in this aspect. But I make it clear that there are opportunities, for loans. There are opportunities for engagement where young people can able to go through. But even clear say, in as much as on paper those opportunities are there, but the access was the problem. So we believe in engagement. With engagement, we can be able to create those access. At least we forget a resource, a resource web. Also, every young person, no need for go strain or ask person. Also, will get A and B opportunity. With that day, you will able for just click and know who said and the day. And that can only be achieved if we have all those institutions on board for giving them relevant information. And so it's a long engagement process, but we believe say it can be short if we're consistent and if we get the willingness of the respective bodies who are in those offices and taking those decisions, especially working with young people.
Especially don't look at when he cancel the recommendation. I'm not going to ensure say this remain not just a promise on a paper, but able for actualize. We get for see say this happen like where you don't say endlessly. Now endless campaign you get for be ongoing until it reach stage where Sierra will say we're free from this.
Oh yeah, so the bulk of the work largely based on the policymakers. We will be Parliament, we will be also Ministry of Health. And of course, there's another layer we also has to do with civil society organizations, because this harm supposed to be people where they give constant reminders. Not all the time fighting. This is not now about fighting. The debt already there right now. It's not about okay then that's already no. It's about finding a way where we will able to create that space for pay back the loan without putting any undue pressure on any service or any interruption of any quality care where the country is supposed to get. So one of the key things that we are going to look at, even in some of the conversations that we can now, how for get separate details. You understand? For example, work with Parliament, forget their own stand on this matter and the next steps. Of course, we already in partnership with the Public Debt Management Unit. We're willing for talk to the public at any time because they believe in accountability. In fact, that is something they have noted. They have stated clearly that their role, in fact, what they are preaching is accountability. So for them, engaging the public and giving out those information is nothing outside the usual. So we get the intended plans for continuous partnership and engagement with them, so that we could see all of those respective bodies. At the end of the day, we will get a platform. We say each of them voices then they will matter. Good day na a room. We say we will take stand, say this is what we are going to do as a nation. We believe say if that achieve programs like health, we go able for achieve education, we able for get equality, agriculture, self go able for talk say okay, there has been a lot of improvement, and we need for get that 15% allocation of the budget where they go to health.
Okay.
Now commitment where governments don't make, and we that commitment they need to be fulfilled.
Okay.
But we understand that these are the issues where they prevent some of those commitments and they for let it happen. So we need to support in any area we can. And one of the way then I want for create awareness, engage, get a forum, and then we build that direction where the country will say, okay, this is what we are going to use. So we're going to knock on so many doors for ensure say we get things done. Involve a lot of people we matter in the conversation, so that at the end of the day we will be free from debt. I believe we can. Someone will believe, someone will say no, it's not possible. I believe it's possible because even where the finance man be they talk, it's possible if we get domestic resource mobilization very strong, pay off then debts, and that is something we can be able to do.
Well, another way again, you look at and say salon really go free from debt. If you say we're not going to trust again after this whole campaign,
I'm not to tell you say we need to trust again because the campaign actually not even talk say we will not borrow again. But na system, if we begin put the system now, we will reach to a stage. Countries then they don't pay off their debt.
Okay.
They don't. There have been case scenarios. So if then able for do that day, what are we're not able for do that day in the near future. So we the across we the learn the process, put we own house in order, like build structure. Because if systems they for say this is what we are going to do and this is how it's supposed to be, then we can definitely achieve that. And also it's not something for a short term. Obviously a lot of doubts go there for a short term,
and then there will be one of the change where HF go one for C for Leicester and Leon move from the stage of being in high risk level or come a bit lower. You don't think so?
Or maybe for put in a better way, we want the country to get a roadmap on how we will service that with no undue pressure and no area, no institution no will be deprived with the right budget allocations for happening. We believe that they have the expertise, then get everything it takes to lead this goal, and that will be achieved. And we're happy that the willingness they are committed to engaging, they are open to discussions, especially the finance ministry, which is very good. Our parliament is also very receptive to discussions like this. When our added advantage, at least there's a will to even start a conversation where we take that for be a very big opportunity. And that is what we are going to use. Engage, and come up with a resolution that will help us to get a roadmap in clearing the debt, in sustaining and servicing debt in the right way.
Okay, so let's move away from government debt business. Let's look at the personal and household debts where connect to wider issues such as poverty and employment and access to healthcare.
Exactly. When we talk about inclusion.
Okay.
So for let we reach to that stage, first of all, now we all in government, you know that, right? Everybody first get that transformation in the way we think. I mean, mention one scenario that if you na papa, they get 50 leon at the end of the month, but wait till you want spend past 100 leon. So you go continue for the pan to us. So this is not something where you can even able for bring and calm. Actualize that even your own personal home. So if you find yourself in that situation, one of the best way now for get a way for generate resources, get that very big revenue base where you go say, okay, I don't get this reserve where I can always able for use if I need more than waiting at the spend. Plan yourself well and ensure say that happens. And with them basic knowledge then people go be in a position for even talk to waiting they happen now at national level. So it's more or less awareness raising because the concept familiar, but quite challenging for let people realize for say all of those small things we do can also contribute to what we face. But if the space not there, the resources, the opportunities are not there, then it also becomes difficult to navigate things. And why make we concern? Because again, for deal with well body business.
Okay.
If somebody not able for get strong well body at the end of the day, it will cost more on the well body sector. And waiting then at the well body sector not even enough for run everything we well body program need for run at the country. So if, for example, in that situation, if this person is HIV positive, you understand? It gets not to say you get HIV, you know, with a sick other malaria, other sickness there. So it get for also get time for deal with the other things then they. But if of course we are sure that these services are available and the quality of the services are there, then everybody can go on with in activities.
Yeah, I'll go back now Facebook page. Another question for you again from Samuel. He say Usai AHF they operate, and in B part of the question he say how person go able for access the new how person can get the new infection and the rate of HIV/AIDS in Sierra Leone.
Okay, so a very good question. So in terms of the operational areas for AHF, we did in 9 of the districts them. We did Freetown, and we the hospitals that we operate, hospitals and CHs in around 47 at the entire country. So if you come Freetown here, so you will find we in a Connaught Hospital, you will find we all are doing PCMH, even there as far as Waterloo, Kisi, and that clinic where they buy Upgun. Any of them sites in the way you go meet personnel. We go offer for you quality, confidential and free HIV services then. We also get with private. There's a very private clinic around Wilkinson, we're just at the back of Indian Temple. You hardly even know say na hospital lady. So for you one VIP, if you say nothing kind set up then you want, you can also go there, and of course I can assure you 100% confidentiality of your service. And outside Freetown as well, we did Bo, we did Kenema, we did Moyamba, we did Kailau. Now the north we did Bombali, we did Makeni, we did Maboka, and we did inside Tonkolili districts, we did Kwenadugu, we did Kabala, Dana Kabala. So in any of them districts, in the way you go able for access and get the services then we the offer. But yeah, we're working in partnership with government, so in everything we do, it's in line with what in government don't say, and you can go to any of them facilities and you will get the services then.
They ask about again the rates of HIV.
Yeah, we don't mention, maybe I will just go over them again. In terms of the numbers, we did at 1.7%. We have been the last number that we get from 2019. I believe say we will wait for another one. We will able for guide we. And then you ask about the woman then, of course we don't talk to the woman then double the man. The woman population in double the man in terms of HIV care. So you get for man then 1.1%, and you get woman in 2.2%. So therefore you say for every one man, two woman. Yeah, so we get 1.5% and 0.5% for adolescents and young people between that 15 to 24. So around that stage, na 3:1. So if you get any one boy picking within that category, now already 3 girls, you don't get within that category there. So all the numbers here, they come down to one thing, that HIV still there, and we need for take the responsibility for seek the care. Now testing for HIV not only limited in hospitals, a lot of innovations have been added to the services what we offer. We not only the test in hospitals, but we do go to the communities. We do household testing. We do even institutions. So if you're in institutions and you need people for tests, we can also offer those testing. If you get a community where people they're willing for tests, we always available for offer those testing services. So not necessarily means you have to come to the hospital. No.
Okay, Lord, for clarity's sake, if particular community they mobilize themselves, say we need the service of AHF or come and do testing, una can come, right?
Yeah, we not only offer testing, we dey even offer the condoms and other prevention methods that we available. So that is something that is readily available.
Always.
And not only Freetown. All inside in the way I call. Those services are available. So for you get issue, say the distance far, no problem no dey. There's no excuse.
So get a toll-free number where you go give out.
So it's not more or less a toll-free number, but we get a number where you can call at any time. In the first place, for the one that we not get phone, just go to the hospital then you will get access to them because you don't even need for call. But the one that we want for go there, you can do 079250100 and then they get direction to any of the centers and the way AHF they support in the country. But aside that, because there are other areas, other districts, and because not to all the 16 districts today, just go to any government hospital, you can also get access to the services.
Okay, in all of this, before we dey conclude, I know say you don't clarify the issue about confidentiality, but it dey read through my mind, even as you dey talk about the free services and the outreach as well, as and when people need them. But the issue about confidentiality, they boils down again. Sometimes the people like honestly willing for go do HIV test voluntarily, but they think about the confidentiality. Is it that then staff here who they employ in them facilities there, una then go through venting and try for train them and for ensure say they are professionals?
And also questions like this can always come.
Yeah,
they can always come. Yeah, I won't say that the confidentiality breach not they take place. I know one or two of instances it has happened, and we'll find a very way, way for maintain that. But when you go na any of their health facilities in and you are being tested by a trained tester, a lot of improvement will happen. First of all, in terms of the trainings, they've been trained on testing. They know the appropriate tools them and the structures, the methods, the processes where then they follow after testing. Your status can only be shared with probably another health practitioner if the person gets any benefits or added value to your health. So for example, if a tester don't test you and you need to see a doctor, then that doctor they will come na the picture. But of course, all of those processes will be explained to you. We don't try as much as possible for ensure say that has been drastically reduced in terms of breach of confidentiality. And recently now we are offering a testing strategy called index testing. So with index testing, what we will do now for test the sexual contacts and biological picking of the already positive people in care. So if this person is HIV positive, we need for elicit, we need for get the other sexual contact and then test. If you married, you partner for test, right? Whether not the woman or the man. We're doing that without any issue because there are different models. So the instances in this safe where we will test, but there's no possible ways for say the nurse or the counselor will go tell your other partner say this night happen. So if you there and you afraid saying that because then they share me secret, please no say a lot of improvement don't happen. And if you go there now, you will get services and your health information will be kept confidential. And if there is for any instance breach of confidentiality, yes, you free for make and known and the appropriate actions will be taken.
Is it a penalty if you breach the confidentiality rules?
Oh, wait, see, every health worker will say is wrong.
Okay.
The reason why many people not always suffer it's then penalties and then because the complaints are not the calm.
Okay.
I have no right for go and disclose your HIV status to another person without your consent. If I want to do shared confidentiality with the doctor, you get for the in the picture. I bring this doctor come on board because na inge for can clock you. I bring this lab man on board because na inge for do you monitoring. You understand? That communication should be done. But if you don't do that, of course, if the person make and know, you will suffer the consequence. Just similarly to where you go above the medical ethics, because not to think and the way even the medical field encourage. Of course, if na emergencies like pandemics where government will say, okay, this happen, you normally can see where they can announce or say we don't get this case, we don't get this case. That's the level where it is stop, right? So, but other than that, that is not the situation we dey work with. With the program, you have to maintain confidentiality. But yes, if somebody make a known, then we will follow up with the legal people and for work on that.
Okay, so finally, Esther, you don't take a lot of time here with we. A lot of things don't be said, and we really grateful about. Although we do hope forget you some other time, because HIV/AIDS issue na Sierra Leone is very important in terms of prevention and also for end the discrimination. Then two aspects, and they get a lot of discussion and questions. We need clarification. But finally, before you left, wetin you go left for tell Sierra Leone the 3 simple rules for letting ensure say dem build a financially secure future.
Thank you very much, Femi. I really appreciate this opportunity. And to the Freedom from Debt campaign, just like waiting I start with, now a campaign where they help for push the injustice with the debt, the unequal servicing of the debt situation. So as a country, specifically Sierra Leone, one of the things that we need to look at, one, responsible borrowing, ensure that wetin we dey go for good trust, wetin we dey go learn outside for match with the priority of the country and for get the necessary benefits where we want for trust for. Secondly, we get for be open to accountability. Outside the money they come on, almost money we don't trust. Whether the money they go to, which impact we foresee, how long we go for take for paying loan. Then we need accountability, and the people responsible for always there in a position for make the public know about things like that. And we need inclusion. Every Sierra Leonean, whether you be a young person, whether you be an adult, you need for try now for the join the conversation. From time to time, if you check the website of the Finance Ministry, you check the UN report, you will always get details about debt servicing, about debt situation for countries, and we will see details on Sierra Leone. So we need for being involved. You as a young person where they watch me, this is a time for then extra time than they would spend for do things that on social media we know the benefit we. You can channel those times for look into the debt situation, look into financing of the country. We need more advocates for them at this field. We need more young people for devoting time and ensure so we work on something. And as CSOs, we also need you for join this conversation. You cannot be a CSO that you want to talk about budget and then you are not engaging. You are not part of the conversations that has to do with budgeting for either health or for the country. Now the time this now for you come on board. Let we all talk about debt servicing. We need more engagement. We need institutions for being more open to the conversation. And as such, I believe we can come up with a roadmap where include everybody where we talk about now. For instance, Sierra Leone becomes one of the countries where we work around freedom from debt. One of the things we're demanding is, one, we need to join. We need the creditors at the global level for give me some levy, either it's debt pause or waiver. These are things that are possible where we need for advocate, but we for come with a strong voice as a country. We need for join the borrowers forum so that we get other countries as well where they're in situation as we for let we able for advocate on then debt pauses then they. In cases of emergencies, we can also advocate that, okay, why not put a pause or why not give us a levy? These are all things that we should be able to do as a nation. We need to join the advocacy so that the from the global side we go able for add the Sierra Leone voice for say in the midst of all this AI, a lot of money they happen and that 1% should be fair for go to countries where they into debt situation. So these are some of the things we're pushing, and we're hopeful that at the right time we'll be able to get everybody on board for walk away freedom from debt. We need for cut the chain on the globe in terms of this cage where we find we safe as a country. Public debt is very important for develop a country, but when the debts begin come with pressure for pay and other things like health, education and development begins to suffer, then the debt no go serve the right purpose wey e need for serve. So we say join we in the campaign. Let we see how we can able for move and develop the country and the well body system and give people living with HIV the quality service we they deserve.
Thank you very much. A name na Esther Tet, and also na the prevention and advocacy manager from AHF. Always I can get issue for call this acronym. But notwithstanding that, they are doing tremendously well across the country. In terms of HIV now, they don't have it a new campaign. And the campaign are endlessly, you don't get no time frame. We get for CC alone come out from debt. All tell you they go to us. Don't then tell you say when you go to us $100,000, then tell you say for pay $50,000. It don't make sense. We great grand picking, they not go live for pay that way. Then people we them parents are not benefit from at all. So this campaign we embrace our Sierra Leoneans them, and we ensure say we put hands on deck. Follow we hold government accountable. Government not for go to us money. We the citizens don't know. The youth themselves don't know. So we all need for no parliament for take the lead in this, for ensure say every Sierra Leonean know how governments they go take loan overseas or whosoever aside and they go take them for explain to we. Because at the end of the day, we they pay that loan day directly or indirectly, and we picking them. We great can picking them go meet their loan day. So we had a guest taking will be getting at the student Abraham Sheriff, when the chairman and chief commissioner from the National Commission for Persons Living with Disability. We talk about the recommendation 50 or put her into action for ensure say people they really live with disability, self get right, or be parliamentarian, for also be president and take up leadership, elective and selective position there. Now the country. The program tea timings for today, when Wednesday 26th August 2026. Today is Wednesday. I wish you all a lovely day. Back from the holiday, back to work. Ensure say you do everything right, waiting and they pay for. Let government see say you do your work. You not civil servant, not sit down at your office. They misuse the internet. They can go say left you work for do your work where government they pay for. The nurse system, Lord be honest, the job owner they do, no matter how many money government pay owner, they not do. Una service the owner they render to citizens in this country, especially women and girl picking there, is selfless. There is no payments we're able for pay owner, but una work with them people with una conscience, especially the woman the way they go for a bond, na labor room. Una not tell them say no Allah na we be they enjoy, not to all be they enjoy. Be soft to them, na pain that they go through. For let you give out a child, deliver a child, we and kind of the world, not to easy process. They are not take it easy with them. They are the way una they talk to themselves, it make the situation get worse. Hospital for be a place where patients see a nurse, now enforce healing than the way they get. The sooner they see the nurse talk to and find, they don't begin heal right from there. But the can't wanna they shout, the can't wanna they holler at people in our hospital way too much, especially corner hospital, side savers. The woman and a side savers. Some of the women they na side savers, when I get for calm down. I go begin calling and name them because every day people in the loan are complain them. So for next week when I continue, I go begin calling and name them one by one. Okupa Hospital na Wellington, Bella woman and still they pay for go born picking them. If I not stop, I get for begin calling and name them because Sabuna well, and I can go there disguise, you know they even know say na me. So Lord put salon for saying everything what they do. Salon, there is no place like home. Maybe you go there overseas. You go one cancer where old age meeting overseas. Then you go know say this are people country. Even when you not citizen there, you go know say I'm not born now America, I'm not born now London, I'm not born now Germany. That's Sierra Leone, I'm born now. Then go begin chichi say you need to come back home and invest na salon. So say to my me will be in the program counter. My name na Femi Koka. I wish you a lovely day. Goodbye till tomorrow.
Hi, please tune in to Women's Voice Online TV for your news, entertainment, and remember, it's the only online TV that focuses on women and girls. Stay tuned, always.
Women's Voice Online TV.
You dey watch Women's Voice Online TV, ensure say every day you stay clue to the fine program them where they put every day.
Not all success story easy, and not all struggle self-visible. But for Boko woman and girl picking them, the journey is full up with Boko strength and sacrifice them. Now that make this platform they exist for talk about things like this, for share real life experience them, for celebrate achievements them, and also for